Enough to last all the way to the springtime. Dreaming of you and you thinking about me in your slumber.
Hey everybody, it's me, Ashley Branch, with your Mommy Logs and the continuation of the stories of the kids and the things. We have made it to the final kid. Yes, the third and final child, and I mean it and I'm claiming it. Don't nobody else say, yeah, right, your mama, okay? I'm not having no more kids, all right? Be glad I didn't have no more because we've been doing this forever. But this series of stories is about Frankie. Frankie is the last of the Mohegans. Ain't no mo. You hear me? Ain't no mo. Out of the three kids, Frankie is the only baby I had with no meds, vaginal. As I'm talking about it, I can still feel the damage that she did down there. It's quite horrific. Anyway, so we're here to talk about Frankie. This particular story is about Frankie, but it starts roundabout when I was 9. It was 9 and a half, 10. And that's when I started having menstrual cycles, and they were quite awful. They were terrible. I thought God was punishing me for being mean to my brother or like getting away with something. I don't know. Stupid kid thinking. Who knows? So from about 9, 10-ish to about 16, I suffered through those cramps. They were awful. My grandmother, for half that time, because she passed away when I was almost 13, had this remedy, and the remedy included hypnotic. And whoever don't even know what that is, you don't need to know. It's some form of liquor. I don't know. It's not even good. It's hypnotic, and she would just give me stuff because I was just in so much pain, and this would make me sleep, and at least I could sleep it off. So my cycles were bad, and when I was about 16, I was playing basketball, and somebody said to my coach, if she keeps doing this, nobody's going to want to scout her. Because I would miss games. I would miss school. It was just bad. So when I was about 16, my mom took me to the doctor, and they put me on something called Depo. Depo is a form of birth control. And oh my God, it was so great. It worked. I didn't have cramps. I barely even had cycle. It was just great. It was great. So from when I was 16 to about 23, I was on a Depo. Now, here's the thing. Believe it or not, I was told by 2 different doctors in 2 different points in my life that I would not be able to have children. Yes, me, the fertile one with the 3 kids, wouldn't be able to have kids. So when I got married, when I was about 23, I still stayed on some form of birth control. So I was told that Depo is not good for you. It eats at your bones and all that great stuff. So I got off of it, and then I got on another pill. When I was about when I was 26, we moved home. And it was at that moment my husband was like, look, if you can't have kids, we're home, whatever. You don't have to worry about missing work and things like that. But just, why are you on the pill if you're not trying to, like, if it's not a pregnancy thing, or like you really don't have menstrual cycles like that, like, you should get off of it because it makes you crazy. And I didn't want to be the one to tell him that wasn't making me crazy. That's just how I am. I'm just crazy. But I got off of it. And that's how I got pregnant with Ava. 3 weeks later, got pregnant. So it's like, okay, cool. So I made sure to stay on some kind of form of birth control when I didn't want to get pregnant. So after I had Aubrey, which is the second baby, the baby that was 12 pounds, I was like, we don't need to do this now, never no more. I'm not doing it. You could do it with somebody else. I don't even care, but it ain't going to be with me. So got on birth control for a year. Took it faithfully. every night, the same time. I took it at night because for whatever reason, birth control makes me nauseous. So I would take it at night, go to sleep, no problems. So I go to the doctor and I'm getting my birth control refilled because after so many refills, you gotta see your doctor or whatever. And I said, thank you for recommending this to me because not only am I headache free, I would get migraines real bad. Not only am I headache free, but I'm not having a menstrual cycle, no weight gain or anything. The doctor says, okay, let's rewind this. You're not having a menstrual cycle. And I was like, yeah, it does say on the pill pack that if you take it for so long that you might end up not having a menstrual cycle. And she was like, nah, that's not right. And I said, well, okay, well, I've been taking it properly, so I don't know what else it could be. And she says, you know what? Let's just do a pregnancy test. It could be nothing, but let's just do a test. And the test was positive. And I cried. I did because I was done. I was so done having babies. And I just didn't know what to do. So I called my dad because my dad is always the saving grace. If I get too hot, if I go too far mentally, and my husband feels like he can't reel me back in, he'll call my dad. If I feel like no one else understands the situation I'm in, I will call my dad. So I call my dad. And I'm sobbing. I'm crying. Like, what am I going to do? There's nowhere to put, like, I can't put a baby anywhere. Like, we was living in a small house, one bathroom. Where am I going to put a third baby? And he goes, well, you can always empty out one of your chest drawers and put some blankets in. That's not a solution. This is not funny. Like, I'm pregnant. I'm not supposed to be pregnant. So I got a pregnancy test because maybe the doctor is wrong. So I took a pregnancy test, and of course it was positive. And I left it in the bathroom. My husband came home, and he saw it in the bathroom. And he said, what is this? I'm like, what? He said, what is this? I said, it's a pregnancy test. And he says, well, how did this happen? And I'm thinking to myself, he must really be in shock to ask such a stupid question. How do you think it happened, sir? How? So I'm upset at this question. So I find the most ridiculous thing to say to him. And so I was like, you want me to tell you how it happened? He's like, yes, tell me how it happened. How does this happen? And I said, all the times you wanted to have sex and I did not, and I should have just took myself to sleep, that's how that happened. That's exactly how that happened. And he was just like, this is not the time. I was like, when is it ever going to be the time? It's not the time. But so we gathered ourselves, and I didn't want to start crying because I guess I was hormonal. Who cares? Whatever. And he goes, well, we're just gonna have 3 kids, and that's it. Frankie was not planned. And I want to say this. Even though Frankie was not planned, there was never a plan for me to abort a child. And I'm going to say this. That is my choice to have my babies. You get it? My choice to have my babies. I chose to have all of my babies. For whatever reason, if ever again I ever were to get pregnant again, that would be a cruel joke from the universe. But I will keep my baby because that's what I will do. That's my choice. I don't want to make anything political. I don't want to drive anything like off to the left or the right. But as women, we are the bearers of life. We do control the world and the universe for that matter. Just let us do it. If we don't feel like we're fit enough to be a mom, believe us. If we don't believe that we are well off enough to take care of a child, believe us. If we believe that we're not healthy enough to take care of a child, like carry it to term, believe us. It's our choice. I so happened to have a stable home, though at the time it was teeny tiny. Well, it's not teeny tiny, but it was small. I had somebody who was there in my corner. I had my husband. I have family supporting me if I need them. So there was no reason not to, other than I just didn't want to be fat again. And I mean, come on. When is there ever going to be another time for you to just be fat? So just go with it. But I will say I appreciate what Frankie is to this family. Um, I'm sure I will appreciate it even more when I understand her better because she just turned 3, so she's still a kid, little baby kid. So but I will not trade her for anything in the world. Maybe a flat stomach, but whatever. But that was a trying time for me. It was a trying time because it wasn't something that I had wanted. It wasn't something that I planned to do. It just happened. And on top of that, I had been working around some women who had been having a hard time getting pregnant, and the guilt of me just tripping over my own 2 feet basically and getting pregnant was just a lot. And those women have since had babies, so but you know, blessings are blessings. And that's it. I mean, the hard part wasn't getting pregnant, apparently, and the hard part wasn't being pregnant. The hard part was preparing my mind to be a mom, a new mom, all over again. That was tough. That was a tough thing for my mind to wrap itself around. And I had just started getting serious about comedy, and I was like, I can't be on people's stages looking like a beach swell, and I just didn't want to do it. And I was a little bit depressed about it. But look at all the material I got from it, right? Sure. But that is it for this first story for Frankie. There'll be another story tomorrow, so you be looking out for that. And I would just like to say thank you for sitting and listening through Ava's stories and Aubrey's stories, and now it's Frankie's turn. And it only gets better from here. But until then, y'all take care. Bye.
You detox my day. I've been rooting for you.